Welcome to the City of Winter's first Housing Element Update virtual workshop. Thank you for your interest in this important project. At the end of the virtual workshop, we will ask you to take a survey so we can better understand the housing status, conditions, and needs in our community. The responses to the survey will be used to develop policies and programs to address Winter's housing needs. In mid-2020, the City of Winters embarked on an update to the City of Winters Housing Element. The Housing Element Update is expected to be reviewed by the Planning Commission and City Council in July of 2021. The Housing Element is a required component of the city's general plan, which sets the stage for future growth and development in our community. Specifically, the Housing Element identifies goals, policies, programs, and actions related to housing. Our housing element must be updated every 8 years. We are currently in the first phases of our work program, which include evaluating existing conditions, reviewing existing plans and programs, and hosting this virtual workshop. Over the course of the next 7 months, our team will be preparing a draft housing element, facilitating a series of public hearings, and working with the state of California to receive approval of our project. Throughout this time, we will be working with the community and key stakeholders to address the unique housing opportunities and challenges facing Winters. Your input is an important part of our work and will directly impact the city's approach to planning for our community's housing needs. To begin our presentation, we will share a brief video which describes what a housing element is and why it is important.
What is a housing element? Cities throughout the state and country have a blueprint for their community. This blueprint is called a general plan. A general plan covers various topics for a community, and each different topic is called an element of the general plan. Elements of a general plan include information on where future roads will go, where open space belongs, and how to handle housing in a community. The housing element is a section of the city's general plan that looks at housing needs and conditions within the city. It is a policy document that identifies goals, policies, and programs that cities use to direct and guide actions related to housing. Each city and county in California is required to have a housing element and update it periodically, usually every 8 years. As the population of California continues to grow, so too does the need for more housing. But housing development has not kept up with demand. It is estimated that California has a shortage of over 3.5 million homes. And what housing is available in a city may not necessarily be affordable for people who work there, which is one reason why people might live in one city and work in another, even if that means they have a long commute. What does this mean to you? If you have kids and they grow up and want to return to the area, they may have to move back home or live in a different community much farther away. If you are a business and you want to attract or relocate talent, you may have a difficult time doing so. If you are going to college, getting a technical education, or entering the workforce, you may end up paying too much for rent, which limits your ability to pay off debt, save for a house, or even make ends meet. If you are in a community that is trying to attract new jobs or employers, you may be at a significant disadvantage. If you are a senior or a person with a fixed income, rising rents and the lack of options could displace you or a loved from a place you have always called home. To address this shortage, the state requires that every city and county must help accommodate a portion of new housing growth. Because people often live and work in different places, housing needs are assessed at a regional level based on population trends and other factors to determine how much growth each local jurisdiction will need to accommodate. This is called the Regional Housing Needs Allocation, or RHNA for short. Cities are not responsible for building housing. That is the job of the private market and developers. However, cities must show that there is enough land zoned for housing to accommodate their share of new homes. Furthermore, they must place special focus on planning for affordable housing. Our city has begun preparing an update to our housing element. This effort begins by understanding current conditions, which involves looking at the housing needs of all residents, including seniors, people with disabilities, and people experiencing homelessness. We then look at our existing housing stock to determine how well our existing housing meets the needs of current and future residents. Will the city have enough homes for the new residents that are moving here? Does it have the right mix of home sizes and types, from starter homes to senior housing? Does it have homes in a variety of price ranges? Can individuals working within the city afford to live here? Once we know what already exists, we need to understand what obstacles are preventing new housing from being built. The housing element identifies obstacles such as land and development costs, government regulations, and environmental constraints like seismic hazards. It also addresses fair housing and tries to understand if there are issues related to housing discrimination. Finally, we look at the resources available for the development and preservation of housing, such as grant funding for affordable housing developers and other financial programs, and most critically, land available for new development. Because many cities in California no longer have lots of vacant land left, they've had to plan for residential growth in other ways, such as allowing mixed-use development. This update to our housing element allows us to carefully plan for the housing needs of our current and future residents. Working together, we can help make a difference in addressing our region's housing objectives and help ensure that residents have a safe and affordable place to call home.
As described in the video, our housing element is the city's plan for meeting our fair share of regional housing needs, referred to as the Regional Housing Needs Allocation, or RHNA, as determined by the state of California for a specific planning period, in this case from 2021 through 2029. After the state tells the region how much housing it is responsible for accommodating, our regional agency, the Sacramento Area Council of Governments, or SACOG, distributes the regional need to local agencies like the City of Winters. As part of this process, SACOG looks at things like population trends, household income, home prices, and commute patterns to decide how much housing each city needs to plan for. The city's annual growth rate has been just under 1% on average from 1990 through 2020, which is slightly less than Yolo County's 1.4% annual average growth rate. Over the past 30 years, the population of Winters grew 60%, and our current population is approximately 7,300 people. Most of Winters residents are homeowners, and we have a lower percentage of renters when compared to the rest of Yolo County. Over time, we've added a variety of different types of housing to the city's housing stock, and the percentage of households that rent has increased since 2000. The city's vacancy rate has been just under 5% in both 2010 and 2020, with the average household size increasing slightly from 3.03 to 3.05 persons per household. The median home price in Winters is approximately $467,000. Home prices in our community have risen steadily over the past decade, as have county-wide median home prices. Based on standard home loan ratios and practices, a household would need to make approximately $100,000 per year, or a combined income of around $48 per hour, to afford our median home price. In 2020, the average monthly rent in Winters ranged from $870 for a studio unit to $2,150 for a 4-bedroom unit, which is comparable to regional rents. Average rents are affordable to households earning approximately $43,000 to $102,000 per year. As described earlier in the presentation, Winters receives its Regional Housing Needs Allocation, or RHNA, from SACOG, and the city must show that there is enough land zoned in our community to accommodate our RHNA. In addition, our RHNA, which is the total number of units we need to accommodate, is actually broken down into annual income affordability levels, which specify how many units need to be designated for each income level based on how the household income relates to the area median income, or AMI, which for Yolo County is $92,500. For a family of 4, the categories and their associated income levels include very low income, which is up to 50% of the AMI, or an income of up to $46,250 per year. Low income, which is between 51 and 80% of the AMI, or up to $74,000 per year. Moderate income, which is between 81 and 120% of the AMI, or up to $111,000 per year, and above moderate income for households earning more than 120% of the AMI or more than $111,000 per year. For the 2021 through 2029 planning period, Winter's state-mandated RHNA is 552 units. The breakdown by income category is shown on the screen. Approximately 36% of the city's RHNA is dedicated to very low or low-income households, and the rest is dedicated to moderate or above moderate income households. So, what types of housing are available to meet our community's needs? First and foremost, the City of Winters itself does not build housing. As described in the video, this is the job of the private market. However, Winters sets the stage for housing developers to build housing in our community that is consistent with the city's general plan, including our housing element, our zoning ordinance, and other planning documents. Housing comes in lots of different shapes and sizes, and you've probably lived in different types of homes yourself over the years. Different people and lifestyles are attracted to different types of homes, and communities that offer a lot of housing choices can help a person or family find the right fit based on their unique needs. Some different types of housing choices are shown on the screen. Small units, like accessory dwelling units, can allow for multi-generational living or small income generating properties to coexist in existing neighborhoods. Duplexes, single-family homes, and multifamily homes will appeal to different people at different times of their lives, and mixed-use development, where housing is located in the same building or next to other uses like shopping, dining, and employment opportunities, can help create more vibrant living environments. Moreover, Winters design requirements ensure that new housing developments are well designed and landscaped in order to be compatible with their neighborhoods and blend well into the community. In Winters, the majority of homes, almost 75%, are traditional single-family homes. Just over 1 out of 10 homes is a multifamily apartment-style unit, while the remaining housing types such as townhome, condominium, duplex through fourplex, and mobile homes account for about 15% of the city's housing stock. While the city has embarked on an update to our housing element as required by the state of California, we have been working hard for a long time to address the unique housing needs of our community. The city's current housing element guided the city during the planning period from 2013 through 2021. Our RHNA for the previous cycle was approximately 319 units, over 200 units less than our new allocation. The city has accommodated over 250 units of the previous RHNA, including single-family homes affordable to moderate and above moderate income households and apartments affordable to very low and low-income households. In order to meet our housing needs in the past planning period, the city considered the development potential of different types of vacant sites, along with areas where redevelopment or mixed-use development might be suitable. By looking at these types of sites, the city identified a surplus of development potential. As part of this update, we will be looking at those sites again to see if they continue to be desirable locations for new development, along with new sites in order to accommodate our new RHNA of 552 units. Looking forward over the next 7 months, the city will be preparing the draft housing element for public review and consideration by our Planning Commission and City Council, and will invite the community to participate in a workshop to review and comment on the draft housing element, anticipated to be available in April and May of 2021. We appreciate you viewing this virtual workshop and encourage you to visit www.cityofwinters.org/housing to complete our online survey and share your feedback on housing in the City of Winters. If you have any questions for our City of Winters team, please contact Lisa Baker, our Housing Programs Manager, via email at lisa.baker@cityofwinters.org or call Lisa at 530-794-6718. Thank you.